Hey guys, it's 7 into 7, and today I want to talk about the Outriders demo. This will be a review for anyone who's looking for it. I was thinking about just doing a first impressions, but then I thought, well shoot, I'm going to probably be playing this demo at least for a bit, trying to see if I can get a legendary or whatever. But let me try out all the classes and all that, and then I'll just do a review instead of a first impressions. But for anyone that doesn't have much time, is this worth at least trying the demo? Yes. But is it innovating? No, I won't say that at all. But it does improve on things you've seen before. Keep in mind that this will be spoiler heavy when it comes to just like you know, the game. I mean, the demo is out. You can go try it out. But like, this will be spoiler heavy for like you know, the overall demo. Anyway, the prologue's kind of slow though. It does teach you how to play the game. Teaches you about dodging, shooting, hip fire. It teaches you how to interact with things. You know, just how to function in a game. I'll put it like that. It gives you a test environment. Like, it's like they give you an environment, right, where you're not really in any real danger, so you can at least learn how to play the game. This is for people, and I really do believe, and I kind of understand why they did this, but this is really for the people that have never played a shooter in their life, or a third-person shooter in their life. Other than that, the prologue isn't bad. I feel like I got a good understanding of like what happened, story-wise. Would I say this the story is good? No, but I feel like I have an understanding of where the story is going for this game, and what happened during the time that I was in cryostasis. Anyway, let's get on to character creation. Now, character creation is kind of bland. It's bland in the sense that there's not a lot of options for head type, but the good thing is, depending on what head type you have, depends on how many different shades of a race that head type has. So like there's literally a whole like black or African American or whatever you want to go with head type, right? That pretty much exists as its own thing. But then you have your neutral. Everyone can have this head type, skin color type. So it's like it's kind of got that. It's got accessories such for like hair. It's got accessories for like you know, ears and stuff. But it could be more expansive. But I guess it's expansive in a way that like I haven't really seen done before. At least in recent history of just doing it where your character, depending on what your head type is, depends on how many shades of color you can have for that character. Although I thought it would just be that, like any other game, whatever your skin color you want it to be, it'll be that regardless of what head type or what body type you have. Now, this doesn't have anything to do with the character class. You'll actually get that after the prologue, or unless you want to still consider that part of the prologue. But I would say the moment you reach like being able to choose a character class, that's when the prologue ends, at least for the demo. Other than that, let's get on the classes. So let's talk about the Trickster. The Trickster is a hit and run assassin. We weren't able to go that far into the nodes. Really, we're only able to get like 2 nodes at best. So I can't give you any real information on that other than I can kind of tell what would be an assassin, a tank, and like mix of the two. Other than that, like I said, the nodes you didn't really get to expand too much on. I think the best thing they could have done, at least to show off their system a little bit, is to give us enough points to get like a big node. What do I mean by a big node? Well, you can kind of tell how the small nodes look versus the big nodes, and the big nodes seem to give the most build-defining perks on them. But going back to what Trickster is, the hit and run style, you have to get the kill if you want to get a heal. But when it comes to just like the overall like play style, would I like it? I do like the deception skill. That's when you pop like a giant time bubble around you. Things are moving slow around you. Yeah, they'll do the same amount of damage, but it's easier to dodge. when it comes to my teleport, the idea that I can teleport anywhere has actually gotten me killed more than anything else. Not because of like the game, but more or less just like me. Oh, let me take out this big boss guy out there first, and then I realize how bad of an idea that is. But I don't have an escape tool, you know. I think like I'll probably end up getting like an armor piece in the full game or in the beta, the demo. I mean, that allows me to teleport more than once into any direction. But unless that doesn't happen, right? Um, he's kind of like an all-in character. Like you have to go all in whatever you're doing. But overall, I kind of like the trickster. When it comes to the technomancer, the Technomancer is a class that I think anyone that plays Division is going to really like. I also find the Technomancer to be the best class to learn the game on. The main reason the Technomancer plays with the idea that you're going to be using a sniper, you're going to be using assault rifles. You're not really going to try to get close. You're going to have traps and stuff ready, and so that's really what the Technomancer is really going to be about. Can you get close? Yes. Is it worth it? No. Can you do amazing damage? Yes. Is it always worth it? No. Like, you're really going to have to figure out how you're going to play. But I find, like, if you're trying to really just learn the game, learn the different ways of gun stuff work, I feel like this game, not this game, but the Technomancer is, like, the best one for really understanding loot and gunplay. Let's talk about the Devastator. This is the third class I played. The Devastator is very good at doing interrupts. It's also the tank of the game. It's got the most amazing mitigation I've ever seen as a raw power. It's got another skill. It's going to be your last skill you unlock on the demo, which will flex bullets. When it comes to just like the overall tankiness and what this tank can do, I would say I like it. I do like the idea that it does have a double interrupt. Interrupt is just literally like if a boss or a captain, or like captains are pretty much mini bosses, but if they're doing a special move, which you'll know because their name will light up with yellow, you stop it with a interrupt move. It says it on the skill, by the way, and it'll allow you to basically just shut down that move. The Devastator's got multiple ones of that, and I find the Devastator's just effective at just being a tank. That's pretty much it. So now let's get on to the Pyromancer. The Pyromancer it's the fourth class I played, and it's the class that reminds me the most of a Warlock from Destiny. The main reason I say that is that it has some of the best cooldowns I've ever seen, and it reminds me of how Warlocks were just like the class that would use their abilities more than any other class. How do I want to put it? It's like, so the Pyromancer is set up in a way that let's say you want to start off with just a basic idea of how do I heal as a Pyromancer? Well, you need to time your kills in between your flames. You need to set them on fire so that you can get, when you kill them, you can get your health back. I find Pyromancer the easiest to get your health back, but I also find Pyromancer to be, if you're not good at timing, you're going to do terribly with him. You would think like, it'd be easy because his cooldowns are fast. But I actually found myself dying more on Pyromancer just because I decided not to, I decided just to spam abilities instead of actually like trying to, time.
Loot and rarity. So, let's talk about the loot first. Or rarity, actually. So, white gear, I feel like you'll be able to use that anywhere, even in the hardest difficulty. But really, all white gear is, it's like, it doesn't have anything special about it besides the fact that the gun's there, and you have like just the raw damage from it. So no extra perks. The green gear gives you like passive perks. So one gun I got had like it's called life leech. One gun I had crit damage. Right, and so then you had like after that you had like the blue weapons. Well, the blue weapons had like mod slots on it. And what are mods? Like mods are like the wacky perks that you see on weapons. I find the mods, at least when it comes to armor, allows you to basically add like I don't want to call that. They allow your different armor types to have like special perks for a skill. So like when I'm playing a Devastator, right? And I want his Earthshake. Maybe I want to apply bleed whenever I hit an enemy. Maybe I want to have more range on my Earthquake. Well, I can do that if I have the right armor type. It doesn't stack per se. What I mean by stacking is you can't apply two of the same armor, not armor, but two of the same mods and have like more damage or more range with that. No, it doesn't stack like that. But it stacks in a way like if it's a different type of that earth, if it's a different type of aspect of that earthquake skill, then you can stack it like that. For guns though, like I said before, it's kind of like the armor. When you have something special, instead of it being for skills though, for guns it's usually like you might apply a different type of damage, or maybe you're like you do more damage, like maybe you do more crit damage. Maybe you don't spend ammo, you know. That's how weapons are. And let's talk about like guns. Like armor wise, I mean it's armor. You can change your look for the most part, but like there's not really much difference between the two. Let's talk about online and Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics, because well, this beta, this demo has kind of like exemplified to me, or highlighted to me, just how terrible a job Crystal Dynamics did.
Let's talk about online, and let's compare this to Marvel Avengers because I feel like this needs to be talked about. So online, I didn't. I played some of online, but I didn't play enough to be like I have a full understanding of how good online actually is. Simply because when I played online, they were still buffing the servers, and so it was like the improvements that they did make. Although I did see some footage of like online recently, and it was better than when I played it. During the time, I figured like besides like maybe my connection to whatever the host was at the time, it was very laggy. But like I said before, more to do. The servers needed to be buffed up, and I do believe they buffed up the servers because I used to get kicked off the game a lot earlier, but now it's a lot better. And so that's pretty much online. When it comes to Marvel Avengers, let me tell you, bro. So, and I know this isn't a Marvel Avengers video, but I want to get this off my chest. This game proves to me that Marvel Avengers has no excuse for like COVID-19. It has no excuse. Maybe a delay for a couple of months might have helped out, but I truly believe this game proves that Marvel Avengers, no, Crystal Dynamics has no excuse for how the game, how bad it was. The beta of Marvel Avengers compared to like Outriders, it's night and day. I'll put it like that. Besides like netcode, performance was even worse. Like things like a game like Ghost of Tsushima, right? That would probably cause someone's PS4 to get hot. I remember Marvel Avengers having like the stuff that was going on in the game would cause my PS4 to get warm just because there's too much stuff on the screen for the game. But I'm like, in any other game I would be playing, right? It would not be an issue, right? These games are better than this, and it was like, it was gross. I'll put it like that. It was gross. I will be making a video more on that though later. Strictly because it kind of irked me a little bit when I realized how much better Outriders was compared to Marvel Avengers, and I do want to talk more about that in another video. But I don't blame Square Enix for Marvel Avengers' performance. I actually think because of Square Enix, Outriders did really well. Or I'm glad to find out that Square Enix is not the reason that Marvel Avengers did as poorly as it did. What are my closing thoughts though? I like this game, and I would say, when it comes to just like people to play with, or not people to play with, when it comes to just like would I play this and put this as a game I'd have on my channel, I would. I actually do thoroughly enjoy this game. It's really fun solo, and I found playing with people was really fun. other than that, I think that's it. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is 7 signing out. And remember, this is on Odyssey and YouTube. Remember, I'm not the best reviewer. This is probably like my second or third time I've done this, so it's not going to be like someone like Skill Up or anything. But if you want a real honest review of everything that I thought was good in the game or important facts to talk about in the game, come here for that. Anyway, thanks for watching my video. I know I said talking, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.